the most football production. What up, sports fans, football fans? It's the day we've been waiting for, but we're here to talk some video games. We're here to talk college football 25. Welcome to episode 17 of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast presents Sports Breakers. I'm one of your hosts, Juan. I'm joined by Mr. Sooner himself. What up, Craig?
This lighting sucks.
Sorry, you're pale anyway.
I know, that's why it's. I need a cooler light. There we go.
We're here, man. It's the day. It was Christmas morning all day today. Get home, count down the minutes. We haven't had a sports conversation in a few weeks, which is fine. Not a lot going on. But we got 2 days starting. Training camp's getting ready to take place. College football's 50 days away. But why wait? The video game came out today. Let's have a little conversation about it, man. What's the first thing you did as soon as you were able to play and hit load?
Well, I took my time through the menus. I watched the intro. I watched the little, the trailer that they showed beforehand. I just took everything in because I knew it was the first time I was loading into it. I didn't want to just boom, 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 get to something. I actually wanted to enjoy it. It's been a long time coming for college to be out and be something new, something different. So took my time with it. But the first thing I did, I loaded into just a quick play with OU.
Who'd you play?
I played the first SEC opponent that we will have this year at home, Tennessee. Okay. Played Tennessee just so I could get a little feel, get a little taste of what it looked like.
What you did? Did you do varsity too?
Dude, I did one down from Heisman. I did All-American.
Okay.
Because I had heard that Heisman is just like ridiculous.
Because there's only freshman, varsity, All-American, and Heisman.
There's no JV?
No. Well, it may be JV. I said freshman. There's only
JV.
4.
There's only 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the third of the 4, and then, dude, I was like, this is ridiculous. What are we doing here?
What do you mean? Okay. Before you get started, I want to do the same thing. I went through the menus. I didn't go out and get the college athlon big thick book that had all the names in it because supposedly most of them are already in there. I did go through the rosters. I went through some of the teams. I went through the rosters. I thought the rosters looked great. I thought going into the game, it was only going to be the likeness, a white guy, 16, Archie Manning. I thought the names were going to be there. I didn't know most of them were going to look exactly like the real person.
Yeah, so what they did was, since they couldn't face scan everybody, they incorporated an AI technology that would take photos and sort of computer generate them.
Kind of like what 2K does if you're creating yourself with your own picture.
Yeah, kind of. So they they had, they probably took the photos from the team's cameras and then did it that way. But they're still... The game.
Before we get in, because I know you got a lot to talk about, I want to still kind of go through what some of the gameplays we did, and then we'll start with maybe some of the issues and likenesses that we really had.
Okay.
So I did the same thing. My first game, though, I just did Texas at home, and then I did the next team that was underneath them, which was Texas State. I did varsity, which is, you said the second. You did the second hardest. I did the third hardest. And I did, I think I won 38-28. It was a pretty close game for me, honestly. I haven't played, I think I only played like 2 months of Madden last year. Other than that, I haven't played any football games in like 2 years. The controllers to me were just like Madden. A few things were off. What did you do when it let you select controller type? Did you do advancement or did you do classic mode?
I did the revamped passing.
Okay, I don't know what that is, so I just passed it and went to classic. I don't know what revamp meant.
So the revamp passing, there's a bar that shows up. So you tap it, it goes in a little bit and it's a lob. You hold it a little bit more, it's a stronger lob, and then the further you hold it, it gets to like a yellow.
Okay.
That's peak passing. If you go any further, it's red, and it'll get there, but it'll be off target.
Mm,
And so I did that. I wanted to try it out. I had some good and bad experiences with it. Um, there's a lot of times where I threw the ball and I was like, "Yo, it's right there in the yellow." Dude didn't catch it. So I mean, it's a new mechanic. I wanted to try it out. I don't think it's too bad, but
so I did one exhibition and then I went straight into Dynasty because I'm a Dynasty guy. I wanted to see how fast I could pick my teams, do my settings, and then just get straight into it because I'm like, man, I want to pick 6 teams, 6, 7 teams, and I want this Dynasty to be lengthy. So I picked 6 teams, and I went through the 2 weeks of,
yeah,
preseason that you
recruiting and
have. Yeah,
preseason.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I did my first 2 Dynasty games today, and so far I've used 3 different teams, and I gotta say, like, it really feels different compared to what team you are.
yeah.
So I don't know how many teams you've tried out so far.
I've just played Oklahoma. That's not to say that's all I care about, but uh,
So
that's
what
just
about you?
what I wanted.
Have you started Dynasty yet, or what other game modes have you kind of got into?
Yeah, so I've dabbled in a couple things. I did quick play. I played Tennessee and Texas in quick play. Then I went into Dynasty. I played the first 2 games of Dynasty. On Heisman, I lost to Temple with OU week 1, 39-41. Um, 2 missed field goals because I'm
Dude,
so used to it. It wasn't the kick, the meters. It's the meter's fault that I didn't miss them because I was using the meter. I'm so used to
the
playing
old
NCAA
Madden ones.
14 revamped, where you just no, not Madden, where you just go click click,
Yep.
and you can literally click click real quick, and your kick will just go.
Yeah.
And so I score a touchdown, I click kick, and I click X, and it's just like arrows over here, go straight over. So I missed 2 just because I'm so used to being quick with it.
Field goals were a mess for me too.
I was at I had a 57-yard field goal that I could have tried, but I had 12-mile-per-hour wind in my face. I know Oklahoma's kicker, dude's not making it from 30 with 12-mile-an-hour wind in his face. So I went for it deep. Edge rushing is OP. Uh, and I got beat up. Dude,
When you
edge
say
rushing is OP, is
when you
overpowered, and
okay,
OU's offensive line is dog water. They made them dog water. It's terrible.
so I'm glad you brought that up because I my second game I took Colorado's one of the teams that I'm taking through a dynasty, and I'm like, let me see how they are because they're supposedly going to be one of the most flashiest offenses you want to watch. Uh, so I took them through, and obviously you have the first games like FCS West or something like that, and I handled them pretty good. I think it was like 62-13. But their O line, even against FCS West, trash. Their O line, I got sacked like 4 times.
Yeah, I don't know if they're first game, right? So it's like saying this is the first time this game's ever come out. Yes, they
Right.
can kind of take Madden, but the game feels completely different. Not completely different. It feels very different from Madden. So I understand the sliders will be a little bit different.
Hmm.
So this initial release patch, there's going to be a lot of wonky stuff, and I've got a couple of them that I'm going to throw out there. But um, yeah, dude, until they get those sliders right, I think it might be some issues against the computer. I did an online head to head, and dude quit against me because I was. That's kind of what my feeling was. Computer was completing everything against me. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Defense feels like you don't really have a chance.
Oh yeah, right now it's on pause, but right now I'm Oklahoma State is another team I'm taking through, and moving the ball just fine, but even against the computer, FCS North, I'm giving up some yards on defense.
Yeah. So it's tough, man. It's tough. Defense doesn't feel that rewarding at the
Mm-mm,
moment.
mm-mm.
Like offensively, it feels fun because you have all the motions and you have all this stuff. Defense doesn't feel rewarding. Like it doesn't feel like you ever have a chance of absolutely shutting them down.
That's true. I'm glad you brought that up specifically because again, like I mean, it was my very first game, so it's going to take me a little bit to get used to it. But the first game, I was using Texas, and I think their defense is like 89 or something, and North Texas was still putting up numbers. They put up 28 points on me.
Yeah,
I could not stop them. I stopped them 3 times, and I had a few good sacks. But like, I'm like, man, even on varsity,
yeah. Temple's quarterback completed like 21 of 25 passes on me. I blitzed, I did zone, I did man, I usered, I did D line, I did corner, or not, I did safety, I did linebacker. Tried everything that I usually did in Madden.
it's hard to get pressure too.
It's hard to, unless you're the computer.
Yeah.
The computer has dudes on me in 4 or 5 seconds.
So I think a lot of the complaining that EA had was offline AI. I think they were, especially with Madden back in the day, a few years ago, they're like,
So,
man,
so
you
you're
have to
saying they
put
made the Terminator?
yeah, because I think a lot of the times they're like, man, if I'm playing offline, even on all Madden, I can do what I want.
Yeah.
So I think they upped the AI on computer, and it's not like a walk in the park like it used to be anymore.
It doesn't need to be a walk in the park, but I need to at least be able to walk.
Yeah.
Like, fucking mauling me at the entrance, bro. Like, it's
So OU is one of the teams that I am going to take through that I picked to take through a dynasty, just because I want to hear the sights, the sounds, get used to all the OU players. Hello, especially since I live in Oklahoma too. And what is your biggest? Let's point out a positive because we kind of been a little bit on the negative side. What's the big positive when it comes to OU on this video game for you?
big
Does
positive
does
when
it
it
feel
comes
like
to
does it
OU.
feel like a game day?
There's moments where it feels really big, and it feels like it's an actual game. I I was so excited because all the content creators that I've seen, none of them played at Oklahoma. I've seen a couple play with Oklahoma or against Oklahoma, and it was either at Texas or in the Red River. Finally got to play in Norman, and the Boomer Sooner sounds very nonchalant, rushed, kind of just thrown in there. But then I go to Tennessee in my dynasty, or
Rock Top was good.
when I was playing the online head to head, I went to Tennessee. Rocky Top was awesome. It was like, I want that. I want it when they're doing the Boomer Sooner. It doesn't feel like it's a part of the game. I think that's my biggest nitpick. It's
Hmm.
just like they took like 10 people and they were like yell Boomer on this side, yell Sooner on this side.
Oh,
The same thing with Rocky Top. Even when they were singing Rocky Top, the band playing was good, but the audio of the people sounded kind of weird. But my biggest nitpick,
uh-oh.
and I they can't. I know you got to do. You have to use multiple lines for different teams, but in the gameplay trailer reveal that they did 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, Reese Davis, I believe it was Reese Davis, is like, "Who gives a hoot? The Owls do," and it was for Kennesaw State. Well, I'm playing Temple, and they're the Owls. They score a touchdown, and he says the exact same line. I don't hate that you're reusing lines for teams with the same thing,
Oh,
but
I got you. I got you.
to hear it that quick, you come on, you got to have something more for teams that are. If you're going
So
to use that for Kennesaw State, have something a little bit different for Temple, even
so
though they're the same mascot.
let me put this. So what you're saying is like if you're using Wyoming, they probably have the same line from an OSU game because they're both
The
Cowboys.
Cowboys, yeah.
Okay.
Whereas like Sooners, Tide, Tennessee, Florida State. You probably won't hear anything similar with them because there's only one of them. But and I know it's small because it's how many people are going to use Kennesaw State and Temple or play against them. And no disrespect to them, like I know a lot of people are going to take Kennesaw State through because it's the first time in, and they weren't in the last game. But to for that to be the first thing that I hear when Temple scores a touchdown after I just saw it be the line for the team that scored in the online gameplay that's completely different. It's like I you guys just said you did about 4 years of audio. You don't have anything different to throw in there. But negative, positive, the hurdle animation is the best animation in a sports game that I have ever seen.
The hurdle's good in this
Flawless.
game.
The hurdle is flawless. The celebrations are dope. The gritty is terrible, but it looks funny as hell. And so it makes it okay because it's so bad.
I like
But
how there's some players who actually wear the jersey crop top, and
mhm,
you can see their six pack. And those real players who wear it like that are like that in the game.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
Hello, there's a knock at the door though because I want Madden to do the same thing with their players.
they're not going to be able to.
Why?
NFLPA and the NFL won't allow that style of dress code.
Oh my god! But that's how Zeke runs the ball. I want to see Zeke's six pack. Let me see his stomach, man.
Okay. But yeah, couple gameplay mechanics that I've seen so far. Inside the 10, if you run a play, I think it's specifically with circle. It's either circle or square. If you have to exit the pocket and run towards the sideline, and I guess if the computer doesn't know where to run, it's happened to me 3 times already in Dynasty. He'll immediately just take off towards the other goal line. And so he'll run himself out of the entire screen, out of the play. So if you were to throw it to that button, you would probably throw it backwards and it'd be a 30-yard lateral. You know what I mean? So it's a thing that'll have to get fixed. I'm sure it'll get
You
fixed.
think
But
you think the audio with commentary? They're doing this with the WWE 2K game, so I don't know if anybody else is doing it. But you think as there's patches throughout the weeks, the new commentary patches and the new commentary tracks will upload or download to the game as the weeks go on with patches?
who knows? Who knows? I know they said that jerseys will update and plays will update.
Okay.
But as far as everything else, and that's another thing, dude. OU's default playbook, throw it in the trash. Throw it all the way in the trash, dude. Shotgun only, and there's like no diverse options. I mean,
I'm gonna let you know now. I'm gonna let you know now. That's everybody so far that I've used.
yeah. And I was hoping that it would be in. I'll probably just have to go make my own.
The playbooks are not deep.
I'll have to go make my own, especially for Dynasty because yeah, they're not very deep, and it's either like shotgun pistol wing
That's
or
it.
shotgun pistol eye.
Yep.
Throw in a couple plays for Wildcat.
I've used, like I said, I've used Colorado, Texas, and Oklahoma State. I feel like all three have the exact same offensive playbooks. I don't know. I don't know what else to think about this. Maybe you can explain it to me. All these players that can get paid are in the game. Why are there no coached likenesses to any of this game? Like, I was hoping maybe, oh, that'd be cool to see Steve Sark in the game or any of these famous coaches. Mac Brown for North Carolina. There's absolutely no, like, all the college coaches are just generic, I guess. I didn't know that's how that was going to be. If anybody else is watching this, I mean, thanks for joining us and thanks for watching. You're watching live on Facebook and Emiswa Productions. If you guys are watching and you guys have the game or you're playing right now or you've already played, give us some comments.
Yeah.
Send us some emails what you'd like and dislike. Um, did you? What do you think? Why can't the coaches get paid and be put in the game?
I think that they were just focused on the actual
Athletes.
athletes. That's what everybody really wanted. Um, I think if you go coaches, you might have to do a little bit more because it's an entirely different negotiation tactic.
Mm,
You know, if you have 100 coaches in there, and then you have like Nick Saban, just because he's not a coach anymore. But Nick Saban's like, I'm not doing it. Video games are stupid. I don't want to be a part of a game that could be, just
mm.
agents. I think more so agent stuff for them. Whereas like in college, it's like, hey, we're doing this. Do you want it or not? NIL. Um, Another nitpick: Jackson Arnold is still number 11 in the game. He wears number 10. He's publicly stated, or it's been public information. I'll put it that way. It's not publicly stated, but it's been public information that he's number 10 for at least 5 months. I think ever since before the spring game. Like last season ended, 2 weeks later, he was like, "Yeah, I'm number 10 next year," and it's still not updated in the game. Dude was black in the gameplay footage a couple weeks ago. It's like if you're able to do that, do a little bit more information or research and figure out that his real number.
Bro, just put Casey Thompson in the game. Casey Thompson looks just like Casey Thompson.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Another thing that sucks, it's like Taylor Tatum's in the game, and that's pretty cool. But Malik Hawkins isn't in the game, and it's because he opted out, and that sucks, man. Because I was like, man, if my whole thought process beforehand was, if Jackson Arnold starts to get hurt, I'm going to use Malik Hawkins to come in and kind of wildcat it up because he's kind of fast. And then I see that it's not him, it's some sophomore from Edmond. I don't know. And it just kind of sucks. Like you have a mix of actual players and then not actual players, and I'm just like, kind of sucks.
I
And
don't
then
know.
you can't edit them.
Oh, you can't. I don't know current college players like I used to.
Yeah,
So technically, I don't know a lot of the non-starters.
I
On
know the
te-
quarterback room.
yeah, I
Quarterback
mean,
room.
on Texas, it's cool to see Arch in there and Quinn and the running backs. I think most of the receivers are current. C.J. Baxter's running back in there, so that's cool. Um, but man, I'm like, man, what if I wish this would have came out last year to see some of them big Texas stars that are fucking big old Tavante Sweat in there, stuff like that. Big house.
Yeah, not big enough. Couldn't get a yard against OU. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I have nitpicks. I didn't think I would. My expectations for this game, I think,
Too high.
were too high. It's a good game. It's a fun game. There's moments where I'm like, man, this is really cool. This is
Oh yeah.
really like the cutscenes after the touchdown when they come in
hmm
together and do that. Looks really good.
I think I'm so excited and I'm happy with the sights and the sounds. I don't think I can rate this a bad game yet.
Yeah, and I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that yes, they've worked on it for 4 years, but there's only so much you can do gameplay wise to get it broken down. Once you have all these people actually playing it and kind of being like, hey, EA, like wide receivers running straight backwards from the goal line, it'll get fixed in a patch. One thing that,
I'm sure we'll get a patch too as early as Friday.
yeah, I mean, technically we are, yeah, yes, we paid more and we got the game early, but we're almost like a guinea pig.
Yeah, the game's technically not out yet.
Yeah. So what I would assume we get a patch, if not Friday, next Friday. With you have quite a
Craig
bit of
coming down with
people.
a vid when the game comes out.
No,
You
no
gotta stay
bid.
home for the week.
I went to the casino the other night and the smoke killed me.
Oh yeah.
Now I have coughs, but um, it's fun. I'm still like,
It's kind of still surreal.
I'm just scratching the surface. You know what I mean? Like there's so much more you can dive into.
And
One thing I don't online head to head, I didn't see it. I saw the road to the CFP, and it's like 3-minute quarters, but I didn't see like you can do unranked versus friends, but I didn't see like a ranked head to head. I don't know if they're waiting on that because they might have pulled it because the servers were so.
Yeah, I was gonna say the servers. I did get a few game requests from friends to play. Um,
We can hop on and play right after this.
but other than that, like I haven't seen anything as far as like I think servers are probably down.
No, they're up now,
Oh,
but yeah, it's like saying I just played that guy with Tennessee, but I, initial reactions, like you said, surreal. Um, there were moments where I was like, I don't think I like this game, and I think it's just because like after kind of just simmering on it for a little bit and playing the dude online was completely different than the computer. And to your point, you said, you know, they were like, you guys want harder CPUs? Here's freaking the Terminator.
mm-hmm.
Um, there's
We'll
a,
see.
there's a lot of positives in this game. There's a couple negatives. I hope they get the kid negatives mixed, fixed. But overall, just having a college football game back, I think, is all that matters.
And let's see how fun it is in the off season when we're taking somebody through Dynasty and the transfer portal stuff happens, or one of our main quarterbacks just wants to up and leave. Let's see
Yeah.
how easy it is to keep them. If it's hard to keep them, it's like, dude, why even play a multi-year Dynasty if every year, let's say, Tom
Yeah.
Arnold is going
It,
to leave OU?
it is pretty. It's. I'm not going to say it's easy, but say your third string running back is on your roster and he came in as a 5-star freshman. If he doesn't get a certain amount of touches or he doesn't feel like the game play style fits you, like say you're a power run and he's a elusive back, he's going to be like, I don't like your play style and I'm not getting enough touches. So, and it shows you like a meter. It's like chance of leaving low,
Yeah,
medium, high. So I think they give you plenty of opportunities throughout the season to kind of see what you're doing. But on the flip side of that, if somebody leaves, like yes, it sucks that you have somebody leaving, but that means that they're not fitting your scheme. And so in the long run, it kind of benefits you for them to leave, even though they might be a good back. But if they're good, you're going to use them anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like it's kind of like a catch-22.
like the season just started for Texas, and like I haven't even played week 1 yet, and I already have a top receiver that says medium as far as like chances of keeping. I'm like, dude,
Two running backs, Javante Barnes and Emeka Megway, are already there, but it's a medium. But
yeah, mine's a medium too.
it's like I have Gavin Sawchuk, Taylor Tatum, Caleb Hicks, and those are kind of the three better running backs with the overall. Which don't get me; these stats are kind of pissing me off a little bit.
Like their overall rating.
There's no way Zion Kearney, who was a all-state track and field 4.3 guy in Georgia, I believe, is lower speed than Gavin Sawchuk. Like Gavin Sawchuk's fast, but I don't think he's that fast.
That's another thing as far as quarterback speed too. I've noticed. Like I was using Sanders for Colorado, trying to get away from the defensive
He's
rush. Like
slow.
he's super slow. I'm like,
Go
whoa.
use Donovan Smith with freaking Houston. That man can scoot.
Um,
I can only
another
imagine what's like playing against like Alabama or Michigan's quarterback. They're both fast.
I had another question, or two main questions for you. Then we can kind of rate the game. First off, have you and will you use Dylan Gabriel with Oregon?
Yeah, I'll play with Oregon.
Um,
Oregon's always been, even though we had the debacle with them in 2006, I've always had a soft spot for them. It's not like until they do something that absolutely just pisses me off, like beat us in the playoffs or something. Florida State and Oregon have always been just like schools that I've never really like rooted for or cared for, but I've always been like, if I was in a position where I had a top 5 school list, my top 5 school list would be OU, Notre Dame, Florida State, Oregon, and throw in like Michigan, Ohio State, like maybe
So
Florida because the swamp is pretty cool. But
another thing I haven't got to see yet is you know how you can choose what kind of game, who calls the game, whether it's a broadcast or a primetime game. I haven't heard the Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit conversations yet. Have you?
no, if you do big game, yeah, it's weird. I haven't heard the Kirk Herbstreit come in. I wonder if it has to be the national championship.
No, I heard you have to just select big game. So like if you're in Dynasty and you're in a primetime game, like he'll probably call the OU Texas, but he won't call the OSU FS Northwest. Who is it? It's Chris Fowler and who? Jesse.
Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollock, and then it's Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler.
So it's three in one booth when you're doing a regular game,
Mm.
or do they rotate?
I don't know. I haven't
That's another
looked
thing
at
I
it.
don't like. I don't like that you don't get to see the commentary team. I wish they would have brought that back.
Well,
Where
let's take it one step further. Give me back the freaking coin toss.
Oh yeah, you don't see that neither.
Having that, could you imagine? You come out, OU runs out on the field. They have their whole thing at home. This team runs out. They have their whole thing at home. You get like a split screen where they're coming out on the field and then it kind of like fades away and they come together. You know how cool that would be?
Yeah.
Like showing splitting the screen,
What did
having
you
3 or 4 people walk out and then it fades to where they're face to face. You
What'd you
do a
think of
coin toss.
the new rules though that are happening in real life that are now on the game, like the 2 minute warning, stuff like that?
Yeah,
It was kind of weird. I'm like, oh shit, a 2 minute warning in college football.
I I hate the clock doesn't stop after a first down outside of the 2 minutes in real
Yeah.
life. I like it in the game because the games can go by a little bit quicker. Could you imagine playing a 6 minute quarter, four 6 minute quarters with stoppage every time you get a first down in the game? Like
So
I know we had it back in the day, but I think as far as like gameplay, it's a lot smoother for it to happen this way.
that's another thing I was gonna ask is I'm doing 6 minute quarters with no acceleration and it's taking forever. It's taking about an hour and 10 minutes if I'm playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah, it took me. I got 2 games in an hour and a half.
Is that 6 minute quarters with acceleration or no acceleration?
It's the default, so it's either 5 or 6 with acceleration.
Five with no acceleration.
The
Because
default.
yeah, because I changed it. I upped it a minute to 6, and then I turned acceleration off.
Oh yeah, if the default is 5 with, then yes, that's what I'm doing,
Okay.
and it goes by pretty quick.
I still haven't tried stuff like simulation to where I'll simulate the defense and just play offense. I haven't tried that yet. I'm guessing it's still kind of just like Madden.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
I can't wait until you actually get to the playoff in the college football game. I can't wait to see how that looks and how that sounds. I
Yeah,
can't wait to get to the conference week. Um, Other than that, so far the three teams I've played at home, I do like the sights and the sounds. Boone Pickens Stadium looks phenomenal. Um, Texas Memorial Stadium looks really good. So
yeah. I mean, everything looks good. I think they nailed the visuals and the presentation. The only thing
gameplay is
is
just a little wonky, which I kind of expected.
not even just wonky. It's like it's a mix between physics and animation. So it seems like things don't kind of look the way they should or would. Like they look different than Madden, and that's what we're used to for the last 8 years.
Yeah,
And so we're like, well, it doesn't look like that, so it's different. And I don't know if it's a good different or a bad different. There's parts where I'm like, man, this is a good different, like the hurdle.
yeah.
And then there's other things where I'm like, I don't know if I like that.
There's a lot that's still super similar.
Mhm.
I thought it was going to be a little bit more different, but it's not. But remember, a few weeks ago, we talked about that and we said we were both even like, hey, if it's the exact same Madden engine, just dipped and draped in college football, I'm fine with that.
For the first one, yeah, I'm fine with it. I don't
Yeah.
care. Now,
So
if this is the repeat process for the next 7 years, I won't have it every year. Like, I'm not going to go through this process again. They need to figure something else out. If this, like, make the base layer game, that's fine. Then build on that.
Yeah.
But they need to understand where changes need to be made and not just rely on it as a cash cow.
Yeah. And we'll see. And I think as the year goes on, as college football actually gets here, as the patches come out, I think this will end up being a pretty good college football game for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah.
But like you said, in 13 months, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But for now, College Football 25 has been out for 4 hours. What would you give it star rating 1 out of 5?
I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Three and a half.
Just because I don't know if it's the CPU being on steroids or if it's a faulty, glitchy edge rusher
Yeah.
type thing. Because, dude, I'm getting eat up on the outsides, and I thought the blocking was supposed to be better because it showed where your blocks go. But it's like, okay, I have it there. I have a tight end here, and the tight end set the block. The line opens up, they're blocking, and then he kind of goes up like 3 yards, and he's like, turns around, it's like, there's a couple glitches, and I
Yeah.
know that's fixable in a patch. So I'll go 3.5. It'll probably go up after a couple patches. I do think it's a really good base game for what they can build on. They just need to build on it and
Not
not
just settle.
settle and milk it.
Yeah. Uh, Texas is supposed to have one of the best defensive lines in the game. Playing the computer on just varsity, I had a hard time getting through the offensive line. Uh, I like everything so far, except for some of the gameplay. Like you said, it feels a lot, maybe a little too much like Madden. I'm gonna give it a 4 though. Um, I agree with you. I think it could go up depending on some of the patches, or who knows if it doesn't get fixed, but yet we still get patches. My rating could go down too.
Yeah.
Um, Especially with me being like a huge offline fan, dynasty mode. Man, I've taken teams through like 6, 7 seasons before, so uh, who knows that'll change. I'm having a hell of a good time with it though. Um, it definitely makes me ready for real life college football in just a few weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to continue to go through Dynasty and some of the other modes. So um, other than that, man, yeah, you getting ready to get into something else. I like that too. I love the background. I love everything when it comes to the menu. Do you
The what
you
does
like
Texas have down here?
Texas A&M 1998?
Okay.
Yeah. Um, what do you think about the soundtrack? Do you wish there was an actual score, or do you like the college football theme
No, give me
background?
the band.
I like the band too.
Yeah, give me the
I
band
think,
all day long.
yeah, I think it's cool. So that's our
I
start.
would
Oh,
like them to update the whole. I think it's like a bass from the Lil Nas X song, and then they kind of make it the drumline thing.
mm.
Kind of getting overplayed already.
You want just some? You just want like some change it up music.
Yeah, I mean it's like every
There's
time
no.
you want
We
you.
haven't. Did you dig deep? There's no EA tracks or nothing on there.
I
I
mean,
didn't.
if I were to go in here and look, there's the
I didn't go look yet either. So
oh, gonna have to close it out. Oh, it says please wait. Yeah, I'll close it out and start it again. But I'll look at that. I didn't dive that deep into it. Um, I mean, it shouldn't take that long to open it up.
nah, I'm about to do the same thing. So um, anything
But
else you want to talk about the game?
um,
Kind of some. I'm sure as our episodes go on, I'm sure we'll touch on it some more. Like I'm sure. I was gonna. talk about the AFC East next Monday. So I'm sure we'll also talk a little bit about the game again next Monday.
Yeah,
So we'll talk about it every Monday as it goes on.
yeah. I like the initial opening splash screen. I know it's the one that's the deluxe edition cover. I think that's a really cool opening picture.
Yep.
I like the, like you said, the UI background that matches your school. Um, there's a lot of good stuff on here, man. A lot of good stuff. Like I said, they just need to build on it, not settle.
Yeah. I heard that some. Before we get out of here, I heard that there are some older college players that signed up to be in the game. But how do you see them?
They're going to be in MUT
Oh,
or cut college ultimate team,
oh,
which I mean it's over here. Build your ultimate team. So if you go to settings, game settings, um, volume control, so you just have that. Oh, you can do like audio mix, broadcast field, custom, visual, uh, feedback, player skill, penalties, crossplay. Um, crossplay is only available in like head to head, not dynasty. Um, yeah, so I have 5 minutes play clock. Oh, I have accelerated clock off. So that's what I was doing. You can change your kicking control scheme. So right
you can
now
take it to
it's
the old one.
no, you can it's tap and hold, or you can do tap tap.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so you can do one of those. Revamp passing. Uh, 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 yeah, you can actually go through in here and change a lot of stuff that isn't online, but like will affects offline.
I think I might go through that now.
I'll probably go through and create my own playbook. They have mini games and open practice, so you can go through and look at playbooks. But yeah, I don't. Online is Ultimate Team and Road to the CFP. Lead your team to the college football playoff. I didn't like the Road to the CFP because the quarters were only 3 minutes long.
Hmm. Can you change it?
I don't think you can change it.
No. Lot of more stuff to uncover. Like I said, we'll talk some more about it next Monday when we talk AFC East. That should be fun. How different is the AFC East going to look? How different are the Bills Mafia going to look? A brand new look Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. Can he get it done without Stephon Diggs? He couldn't before. We'll talk about that next Monday. Um, Other than that, man, you have anything else you want to add?
I don't. Once we hop off this, I'm hopping back in, just like
Yep.
you said. So
Let's hop in tomorrow. Don't forget, join us for a brand new episode. We'll talk the 30th anniversary of The Crow tomorrow live on Facebook and Amy Swap Productions YouTube channel on a brand new episode of the Cine-Men movie podcast. Talk to y'all
later,
next week. Hook 'em.
later.